Hey everybody, happy Monday. Almost evening, it's 4 o'clock here. I hope you're all having a great day. I wanted to get on and share some information that I learned today. I took a Zoom class. A friend of mine that's a California division leader for the National Hair Loss Association. He's also a Monat rep, but he put on a class for us and I learned a lot about hair loss. I knew some things about hair loss because of the product line I sell, but I learned some new things and I like to pass things on to other people. You might be interested in hearing some of this. You might learn a little something. So let's talk a little bit about hair loss. First of all, hair loss in general. So it can start as early as a person's teens, and then the chances of it happening increase with age, okay? So more than 50% of men over the age of 50 have some degree of hair loss. That's probably not surprising. But more than 75% of women will deal with some form of hair loss in their lifetime. I didn't know that. That's a really big percentage. 10 to 15 years ago, the average range for hair loss was age 50 to 70. But today, the age range is 18 to 40, 18 to 35 or 40. That's crazy. That's a big change. Some of the reasons for that are more stress, anxiety, poor diets, food intolerance, environmental factors. There's a lot that goes into that. So I thought that was kind of an interesting fact. What are some hair loss causes? There's so many things that could cause hair loss. So it's not just ever one thing. There's quite a few things that can lead to people having hair loss. So genetics, which we're going to talk about a little more, nutritional and vitamin deficiencies. The hair and skin are a reflection of what's happening internally. I think we all know that. Medical treatments, such as surgeries, medications, anesthesia, chemotherapy. Number 4, stress and lifestyle disruptors. So what this means is if something tragic happens, unexpected losses. Let's talk a little bit about COVID. So not only are we seeing hair loss from people that actually have had COVID, and again, about 90 days later, which is a typical after your body's gone through some type of something, surgery, illness, something. Typically, if you're going to see hair loss, it's going to happen about 90 days after that event, which is interesting. You don't usually see it right away. So not only having COVID is causing hair loss, but all the side effects or fallout or whatever you want to call it. So our lifestyles have drastically changed. We're probably exercising less. We're probably not eating the same way. It's a different stress than what we're used to. So it's causing anxiety, uncertainties, what's in my future. That kind of thing that kind of stress can cause hair loss as well. So also hormonal issues. So things like thyroid, menopause, pregnancy, cancer, hormone replacement therapy, all of those can be hair loss related. And also autoimmune conditions, which there's a lot of those out there. We already talked about the 90 days. So when the body suffers trauma, goes through a major shock or tragedy, goes through a surgery, has an illness, has a major hormonal change, like having a baby, for instance. So that postpartum, many times women start seeing some hair loss about the time the baby's about 3 months old. That's pretty typical. So let's talk. There's many kinds of hair loss, but we're going to talk about a couple. So if you've heard of the word alopecia, that's just another word for hair loss. So let's talk about a couple types of alopecia. So first of all, there's something called androgenic alopecia, and it's the most common type. It's also known as male pattern baldness or female pattern baldness. And this is a hereditary type of hair loss. And it affects about 50 million men in the US and about 30 million women in the US are affected by this. So people that suffer from this type of hair loss have follicles that are sensitive to the DHT testosterone hormone. DHT, what does it do to our hair? So it can cause hair follicles to shrink, get weak, and cause hair to grow out thinner, more brittle, and even completely fall out. This is called miniaturization of the follicle and the hair strand. So a sensitivity to the DHT hormone can lead to irritation and inflammation of the follicle, which eventually contributes to that miniaturization. So our products, Monat products, the reason that we see a lot of people have success with healthy hair growth is because our products contain a DHT inhibitor. It's called red clover, comes from the red clover plant. So it's a natural based ingredient. And so it's why with proper use, we see many times the hair follicles get restored back to a healthy state and then start producing thicker, healthier hair strands. But we can't guarantee that. And the reason that one person will get such incredible, amazing results and maybe another person not so great results, it's because it depends on what else is going on with that person, okay? Hair loss isn't just about DHT. It's about so many things. Remember, I read the list of things. So depending on what else is going on with a person and why they're having their hair loss, again, it could be diet, medication, stress, surgery, trauma, etc., we can't always guarantee that our products are going to work for every single person in the exact same way. We see a lot of success stories, but again, it's not going to work every single time, and this is why. Another type of alopecia, it's called alopecia areata. So this is an autoimmune condition. So this has nothing to do with the DHT hormone. It's an autoimmune condition where the immune system mistakenly attacks the hair follicles, and that causes hair loss on the scalp. For men, their beards, they see it on their face and other parts of the body. So a weakened immune system and internal inflammation can lead to hair loss. So typically the hair loss results, this type of hair loss results in one or two, maybe 1, 2, or 3 patches of baldness you see on the head. They're about size of a quarter big. And you might see 1, you might see 2 or 3. But it can sometimes lead to total balding of the scalp. So the lightest version of it is the spots on the head, the bald spots, about a quarter size. But with some people, everybody's different. It can lead to complete baldness of the scalp, and it sometimes can lead to, the most advanced form is no hair on your scalp or your body anywhere. So this type of alopecia can affect anyone regardless of gender or age. So autoimmune diseases, I looked that up just so I can be sure, because I've heard of autoimmune conditions. I don't have one. I don't really understand what they are. So in case you're like me, an autoimmune disease occurs when our immune system, which is our body's defense mechanism, becomes confused and identifies healthy cells as foreign. It's still unknown what exactly triggers these conditions because it seems to widely vary from person to person. Women are more prone to autoimmune diseases than men. So hopefully that helps a little bit and helps you understand that, maybe if you try a product that has that DHT inhibitor ability, but it doesn't necessarily work for you, there's probably something else, some other underlying issues. And these are only 2 types of hair loss. There's so many. So you may have to go to your doctor and be evaluated. This National Hair Loss Association is, I believe it's national. I believe they're in Canada, maybe in UK too. They do some of these analyses on your scalp and your follicles, and I think they have they do a test to maybe see what food items that your body is rejecting or not responding well to. They have certain tests that you can take. So if you're interested in, looking further into what might be causing your hair loss, just know there's so many different things that can lead to it. So while our products are really great and help a lot of people, we can't help everybody because what's leading to their hair loss could be something completely different than that DHT. So if you have any questions, let me know, or if you want to know the number to the National Hair Loss Association, or anything like that. Stephen, the guy that did the class today, is a friend of mine. I could ask him or reach out to him on your behalf. But anyway, hopefully that is valuable and you learned something from it. I thought it was pretty interesting. And so I'm going to wrap it up, and you guys have a good rest of your evening. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.